What is up? Welcome to the show. A special edition of the show today in so many ways. I'm here to tell you, it's Cinco de Mayo. Give it up for this drinking holiday. What's your favorite Cinco drink there, Shannon?
Me? This Shannon?
Yes.
If I had to choose my favorite Cinco drink, it would probably be a margarita. There you go.
Margarita.
It's really traditional.
Are you a fresh squeezed lime juice, or are you a...
I'm on the rocks with salt, Little Grand Marnier, otherwise known as a Cadillac.
Ooh, Cadillac.
Yep, all day. Cadillac all day.
And I'm all about the lime juice, no mix. Lime juice, no mix for me.
Oh, no sour.
Please.
You need the fresh squeeze.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
That's what I like.
I like it.
So, yeah. All right, well, it is a very special show. Like I mentioned, thank you. We've got a special guest. Sorry, some technical difficulties here.
He's getting it. Today. Yay! There's our special guest.
I feel like there's tequila already in the air.
I feel like there should be tequila in the air.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, you guys.
Welcome to the show.
My goodness.
Yep,
We have a very special guest. Who's our special guest today, Christopher?
Well, we've got the lovely, talented, and very, very intelligent.
The magical.
The magical.
The fantastic.
The fantastic Shannon Fengler.
Yes.
Give it up for her.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely
Answering
tequila
all your
involved on that one.
your questions about tequila and
lending.
and all
talk
those
about
good
There you
things.
go.
Let's talk about tequila first.
But let's not forget we also have.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The Brian.
And look at
Lillo.
that's what I got. I got mine right here.
This
This is my my choice for Cinco
Yes.
de Mayo.
Sweet.
Yes, it looks good.
That's
It does.
Shannon, what is your favorite Cinco drink?
I'd have to agree. I think I like the. I'll go with Shannon. I love I'll do a frozen margarita on with a little bit of a salt rim would be fabulous.
Yes.
Maybe even strawberry flavor.
Oh,
Ooh.
strawberry.
We'll get crazy.
Strawberries.
Now we're going. Now
We
we're going
made
crazy.
a strawberry jalapeno margarita a few weeks ago. Oh my god, they were amazing.
Not too
Sounds
bad.
fabulous.
Not
too shabby. We did the damn thing.
Yeah. Was that like one of the hot tub nights and you're like, woo?
No, it was
The
a
neighbors
pizza
loved it.
night. Hot tub nights end up being just the good old fashioned beer. I can't get
Yeah.
out and make a margarita in the hot tub. That's not happening.
Oh, I got you.
I can get.
But you can float a cooler.
Yeah, I can get
Little
to the
koozie.
beer cooler a little quicker than the blender.
I like it.
Yeah.
I
So
like it.
there's that. So happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
Yes, happy Cinco
Yeah.
de
Yes.
Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo today,
Woo.
2022.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys go out and have tacos?
No
No.
tacos today.
No tacos today. Yes,
No.
we stayed far away from any sort of Mexican restaurant as well.
Yeah. It's like rookie night on margarita night. Nope.
Yes.
Yes.
We used to call it Cinco de Drinko when Chris was in the beer business, and then
Yeah.
I remember working at Chili's and having the beads and all the garb and all this silly. Used to bring in all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, that was my job.
Yeah.
I was a
Yeah.
beer salesman, and
He was very good.
Yep.
I was very good.
Yes.
You know.
Now what do you
Yes.
sell, Chris?
Now I sell houses,
Yeah.
and I'm equally as
He's
good.
very good too.
It is adult work. Yes, great at that too.
Even better.
Yeah.
So
Put that one on real quick. I want to
okay.
show everybody. Happiness is eating tacos in your dream home.
That's true.
But
That's
if you want to eat tacos
So
in your
true.
dream home, you got to get lending first, guys.
Oh.
You got to do
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh.
Yes, but before we talk shop, I wanted to of course mention our usual suspects, our favorite things.
We like fire
We
sauce.
like fire sauce.
Fire
yes.
sauce. Yep.
Well, fire.
Diet
Diet
Dew.
Dew.
We already talked
I think
about
we've
the
already
Dew.
plugged them.
Yeah, we sure did.
Just a reminder.
Got it.
Definitely
Yep.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
And John Mayer Stratocasters.
John Mayer Stratocasters.
Actually hard to find,
Yep.
guys. Not
Yep.
not just expensive. Hard
Ye-
to find and expensive.
Hard to find and expensive.
Yes.
And I wanted
Yeah.
to share with everybody that Blackstone came out with
Oh,
a
you
pizza
did. That's
oven.
right.
I
So
don't know if you
sorry
guys
about
saw that
So
or not.
sorry. Yeah.
It's like
Oh, yeah.
$300, so it's pretty cheap. We haven't
Wow.
tried it, nor have I. Do I know anything
you
about
know,
it? But
I'm-
it looks pretty cool.
Hey, I'm pro Blackstone. Love Blackstone, but I'm gonna stick with my alpha on this one.
Yeah, you can make pizza at
Yeah.
home at a good rate.
Is that like a holding tray below it? Is that what that whole bottom is?
The whole bottom is just like a that's just a surface. So the actual so it's interesting that you brought that up. If you look at this, it's a 22-inch griddle, and then it's a conversion kit. So you basically
Focus on
you put that pizza stone, and inside there's a pizza stone on the bottom and a pizza stone on the top, and that's kind of their patented, technology around it or whatever. Whatever Todd Toven is putting out looks pretty good as far as pizza goes. And I definitely see the convenience of having propane rather than, like ours is wood fired. But I'm not knocking our wood fired oven because it's fantastic, and it's it's like a Italian pizza oven from Italy.
Yeah, it's experience.
You can make some fabulous dessert pizzas too.
But this thing is
we have
it looks
done
pretty
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Can you make quesadillas for Cinco de Mayo? That's the real question.
On the griddle, yes.
On the griddle, yeah.
Absolutely.
So you would convert that back into a griddle and do that. So yeah. Also, out there, Shannon's been watching this show. Has anyone seen this?
Have you guys seen it? Little
Yeah.
John wants to do what?
No.
I gotta say,
Wait. Do that again. Do that again.
Okay.
It's got some talent.
okay, you're doing it there, kind of.
Yeah.
I've got to say though, what's interesting, I watched the show and I had my doubts about it, but he's actually got
really
some good
good.
design taste, and he's pretty good. So a ton of personality
Yeah,
there.
I would let him come rip our house apart and do whatever he
Yeah,
wants.
let's do it. Let's sign him up.
Yep.
You guys want to come do it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Worth a try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, give it up for the
The
Avs.
Avalanche.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They're
Oh,
dropping
yeah.
the puck here soon.
Yes,
Oh,
they
yeah.
are.
Game
Yep.
2.
Oh, fun.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Well, that's all. Go Avs. I don't know the right word to cheer them on right now. Coming from
Go Avs. I think that
coming
works.
from
They're up
North
by
Dakota,
one.
and I watched hockey.
There you go.
For
All the way.
9 months out of the year, you'd think I'd know exactly how to cheer them on.
You should know that. Oh. Hey,
Oh,
what happened
we
there?
just lost him. That's
Oh.
okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep it going. We'll keep it moving.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So tonight we are going to talk to the lovely Shannon and Brian, and we're talking to Chris and myself, and we're talking about
We got 'em back
lending.
now.
Yeah, we got them
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. the
we
1, 2,
talked-
3s.
The 1, 2, 3s, the ABCs of
Yep.
lending.
Yeah.
So the very first step in a process of buying a house or selling a house, if you're getting ready to sell, you've got to do a sell buy. You've got to call up your favorite lender and get qualified. If you've never
Yeah.
bought a house before, there's a whole process involved in that. So we were going to kind of pick
Absolutely.
Shannon's brain and learn about it. So tell us what do I have to do, Shannon? I've went through this
Yeah.
myself.
Yes,
You
you
know?
did. Yeah,
Yes.
you and I, we did it together, and I think, kind of like on your 1, 2, 3s, I call it kind of the 4 C's. And I think everybody, as always, you've got to be prepared before you get in the car, with your agent. You've got to be ready to go. And so I think if you can begin in the very beginning process, whether or not you are a first-time home buyer or you've owned your home for 20 years, so many things have changed in the last several years, like every year, rules, guidelines, everything changes. So you've got to be prepared of what to expect before you start shopping and going in and looking at your property. So I think kind of, starting with the 4 C's, what I like to say is your capacity, your capital, your collateral, and your credit. So first one,
I like those.
Ooh.
your first one, capacity. As always, income. We got to know, first off, when you're reaching out to the lender and you're speaking with them, the very first question we're going to talk about is obviously what kind of income, what do you have coming in monthly? What is your employment history?
Wait, you have to have a job?
You have to have a job.
Wait,
and unfortunately, does amaze me. You still get the person, that, you've got the young person out of college that they're excited to get into the, the homeownership, and which is great. I love, the go get and you get out of school, but you do need to have a job. You do need to have a history.
Who knew?
So who knew? It's not just mom paying your bills. You got to have an employer.
I hope my kids are watching this.
I know,
I'm
right?
hoping they're
I
watching
know,
this.
same thing, So yeah, so you've got to know. So we're going to want to know what kind of income history. Have you been on the job 2 years? Do you have a base salary? Are you commissioned? So we're going to ask those important questions. What kind of history have you started? Where are you working? What are you doing? And kind of, there's other situations too that you not only do you have a job, some situations that you might be divorced and you have some child support coming in that we can also count as income. So we're going to ask that. And the next important C is your credit history.
Oh.
And you do have to have credit. You do need to get started, in your credit history. And one site that I want to say is everybody has access to this once a year. If you go to annualcreditreport.com, and you can get online, you can see what does your history look like? Have you established? Do you have a score? Some people don't know. Do you have a score? Do you have one score? Do you have 3 scores? So before you even get started, certainly take advantage of that website. Again, that's annualcreditreport.com.
Is that free, Shannon? Is that a free website?
It is a free website, and it's once a year. Everybody can go on. It's free, and it's a great way to be able to see what does your credit look like. Is it accurate? Many times there's things that are being reported that you may not have any idea. It may be a $30, a medical collection that you had no idea. That does come up. So it's one of those things, I think, even if you're not looking for a mortgage, I think it's always one of those things to just be a smart consumer. See what your credit looks like on a yearly basis. Make sure everything's being reported accurately and what that looks like. So we're going to want to know kind of your scores and history. So that way it gives an idea with the lender where you're looking at, for your credit scores. Then my next one is going to be your capital. What kind of assets do you have for your down payment, your closing cost? Do you have something saved? Do you need to start saving? And many people don't know, if you have been in a job that you've been putting away to your 401k, you can use, and not be penalized, you can use up to 50% of your 401k for a down payment to purchase a home. So that's a great facility. And then you basically are paying yourself back. They may set you up on a payment plan, but you are paying yourself back versus having to deplete your actual checking or savings account, if you've got that as a possible way to use for your down payment. But again, whether or not, we want to know, do you have checking, savings? Maybe you're getting married, that mom and dad, you just had a wedding. Is there a gift possibility? It does have to be a family member. But again, maybe that you've got that right situation, the right family member that is going to be able to give you those, the help trying to get you into your property.
That's great.
And I hope my kids aren't listening to that part. I hope they tuned out.
We can all hope, that one day that we could be so kind to help our children, get into their first home for sure, and kind of get that step up in life. So, there's many options as far as for that. And also, out there are down payment assistance programs available to certain borrowers that are the first time home buyer. A lot of them are based though on an income kind of a calculation that you do have to stay in a certain margin and to be able to qualify for those programs. But again, that's a case-by-case basis. But they are out there, and certain counties offer them, which is great. Without a doubt. So depending where you're living, where you're looking, that might be something that you can access as well, which is great. And the last kind of the final C that I call it is your collateral. And we would be, you are getting everything put together and you then put a contract on a property. We are going to do an appraisal. We want to make sure that your investment is solid and what you are purchasing is within that guide and kind of where you're looking. So we would do an appraisal on that. So that's kind of where you first start and kind of be ready for it. And then you reach out with your lender and you start talking about those guidelines. We're looking at your income. And then let's get down to the nitty gritty about a budget. I'm going to qualify based on a gross monthly salary, but we all know, we're all living in the United States, that there is a tax man that your gross salary is not exactly what your take home pay is. And not only do we have the tax man, but
if you're Elon Musk, I
hear he's a little bit different. But same thing. We're all paying monthly gas prices. We're all driving. We're all paying these higher priced right now. So you really need to then dial it in and look at your budget. What have you been used to paying? And can you maintain that level? Can you exceed that level? Are you ready to exceed that level? Right. And what have you done to prepare for that? But you really need to sit down and get that budget in your mind of what is the max monthly payment that you want to pay. That includes your taxes, your insurance. If you're buying within a home that has a homeowners association or a condominium, the whole ball of wax. Once that mortgage payment is gone, you want to make sure that you can do a budget. So then when I have said as the lender that, yes, this is the payment you're going to qualify for, this is the down payment that you've told me that you can afford, and make sure then you find your loan program, whether or not that be a first-time home buyers, an FHA program. Do you have a VA possible eligibility to where you can do the 100% financing and no down payments? So do you know if you have the access to VA, which is a great loan?
Absolutely.
And take advantage of that, or same thing if it's just a conventional. There's so many products out there that are to everybody's individual, what you fall into, both where your credit score is, where your income is, your down payment. So make sure you know what kind of loan program.
And get with an expert. I mean, that's probably the biggest piece, right? I mean, we refer a lot to Shannon because she's an expert, right? And we know when she takes care of clients that she knows her business, right? And that's a big deal. So as you're going through, we're looking for a target, right? We want to know that we're not just throwing a bunch of darts at a wall and hoping and praying that we get the right house. We want to know, like, this is where you're comfortable in a payment, that you understand, hey, this is a perfect house and price and area. And there's a lot of other pieces that go into that, but we need to have that number first. And the lender is the first stop in the whole equation.
And you really want to make sure that you're working with a lender that you feel comfortable with, that you know that you can access pretty much at any time. Obviously there's our family times that you'd have, but you want to make sure that you get that comfortable feeling of who you're working with, that you know that they have your best interest. And, a lot of times I like to say a local lender that knows where you're at, that kind of knows your facility, of where you're at. It's hard to do these online. I know so many companies are out there online. You see it, all the ads, and it looks, you've got the sports people that are out there, come on, and
we just had that. We just had one where we couldn't get a hold of the lender.
Yeah.
And, it was the day that, we needed to have documents going out with all the financials, and we couldn't get a hold of the lender.
Yeah.
So
you want to make sure that
it makes a difference that you get to
100%.
You get to have a conversation when you need to have a conversation with whoever you're working with on the lending side, because if you're ready to write an offer, you need to know what your payment amount is. You need to know what you have cash to closing. You need to, every situation, every contract, every property is a little bit different for each individual buyer, and they always want to know, because it's important, and whoever they're talking to, they need to get a hold of them right then and there, period. It's important. And then on the flip side of that, once you do write the offer, it makes a difference if the lender calls the property selling agent, whoever it is on the selling side for the buyer. It makes a difference if they call and say, I verified this. And I know you're great about that. So when you make those phone calls, Shannon, what do you typically run through, or can you talk about that? I know.
Oh, I can. And a lot of it, and each agent's different. Some agent are love the phone calls and love to kind of know what process, what have they gone through, to make sure that they really have. I've seen their documentation. Right. I've pulled their credit. I know, I'm not just preparing a little blanket letter, but I have done my due diligence to make sure that they truly are qualified. And this offer is not just just to put an offer out there. And so I let them know, I have that very open conversation of what has been presented, what I've seen. Yep. And then a lot of times they do ask me, and they like, because I do make that phone call, and am I local, do I have a good relationship, between, the agent and, the buyers and this and that. So they want to know that the process is going, and the conversations are very easy. I think sometimes if you don't make that conversation and things go sideways, I think it really, if you can start the process in the very beginning of having that warm relationship, it may make a difference when you're going up against 10 other offers in.
Absolutely.
And your lender was willing to take that extra step to be able to kind of make sure, if you have any questions, please let me know. Yeah. I'm available. I just think if you can start off on the right foot with anytime from the very beginning, just having those open conversations And if you've got the questions, it makes a huge difference. I think if everybody can be on the same page, it's great.
And I can tell you as a listing agent, if I don't speak to the lender, your offer is going to be, if there's 10 other offers and I've spoken to all their lenders, right? Yours is going to be, it may be the best offer in the world, but we want to make sure that it's legitimate, right? That we know that the lender actually exists, that they've gone through what the underwriting says they've gone through. We want to have that one-on-one conversation. I mean, that's a huge piece. That's our due diligence as the listing agent.
Absolutely.
But as the buyer's agent, we love the fact that you'll reach out and that you'll have that conversation and build a rapport.
It makes a difference on behalf of the buyer and the offer, and it speaks really.
You got to stand out somehow.
You've got to stand out.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room, you guys. Do you know what it is?
What's that? Inflation. Oh, no, I was close.
Oh.
Those fun rates.
Interest rates. What's going on? How is it affecting our buyers? What does it mean? What does it mean, guys? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest piece, and this chart does it good justice. Like you can see, interest rates a year ago, I think 4.30 or 4.29 were sub threes. And now, we're above 5, right? On average, that's just an average number.
Yeah, right.
But if you look at what that did from like even at 4.75 to 6 or 5.75, right? You just lost $300 a month just in your interest payment, right? And that's the difference on, some of these houses, you could potentially see you losing $50,000 in buying power year over year. Mm-hmm. That's a staggering number. Can you imagine you fall in love with that? Like, these are the houses in the neighborhood I want to live in, and they're all at this price point. And now, because of interest rates going up, and you might have missed that boat, now you can't afford that neighborhood, and you're looking at the neighborhood below it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's taking it, take advantage while you can, kind of a situation. If you're ready to do it and you've prepared yourself, I think time, as not only just rates going up, we see values going up, of course, sales prices have changed as well. And there's certain products that do come out that will come back into play a little bit. The fixed rate market has been where it's been the last couple of years. And now we're starting to see more of the ARM product come back in, because it is a little bit a lower interest rate and a way to get into the property that can give you that fixed interest rate for 5 years, even, kind of a thing. And then get yourself acclimated to, making a mortgage payment and get into there. So there are certain products that are going to be coming out to hope, to kind of help that the home buyer a little bit on that. And I think if we can all just hang tight, we know these, rates, like all the market, everything ebb and flows up and down, kind of a thing. And without a doubt, we're going to see that. But I don't see it going too much crazier, I hope, to say the least. So let's, I don't have
I've got my crystal ball.
I don't have the crystal ball, but if we can all put it out to the atmosphere, kind of a thing. But I just think if you can prepare yourself, if you're ready to do and to get out there and see what's out there, I think time is definitely time to do it, and and be ready to do. That's where this is what's so important, to be get your ducks in a row in the very beginning and know what you're doing. So your buying power, you're ready to write that lender letter when that property comes out. You're ready to go, and you're not just starting the whole process, because you may lose an interest rate. Right. And so just to be prepared to get ready to start that process is ideal.
So it's
I have so many more questions. I know we're running out of time.
Yep. But before we wrap it, I wanted to mention a couple things that you shouldn't do when you're buying a house.
Yes.
Oh yeah. These are good.
I've been there. I've been there. I can tell you what not to do myself personally.
Quit your job.
But I want to hear the from the lender. What should we not do, Shannon, if I'm under contract and I'm
should you buy furniture?
Should you buy a Lambo?
No Lambos.
Oh.
What?
No wolf like appliances. Let's hold off on those till after you close.
Can I buy Twitter?
You want to.
Nobody got
Can
it.
you buy what?
Twitter.
So funny.
You could buy Twitter.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
If you're Elon, okay.
Yeah.
Just
Yes,
kidding.
but you definitely, if you're
no Wolf appliances,
no Wolf appliances,
no Lambos,
no Teslas,
no furniture.
no furniture.
Yeah.
You don't want to have any extra inquiries even
Yeah.
on your credit report. Not only don't go out and buy anything, because the lenders are required within 10 days. We do it within 10 days of closing. We want to make sure that there are no new inquiries and we've not out and gone shopping. So you want to make sure, leave things alone as is while you're in the process until after closing. Don't go buy that couch.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that.
that brand new couch.
Do you have a story you want to tell us, Shannon Fengler?
Well, I do. I didn't listen to this rule. I didn't think the rules applied to me, and they did. And I got told, and I spent a little.
She almost blew it.
I almost blew the
This
deal.
very room that we're sitting in might not exist.
Yeah.
It would be somebody else's room.
I did the very thing that you tell us not to do. Don't go buy furniture. And 3 days before closing, I went and bought a lot of furniture.
Yeah, you did.
A lot of furniture.
A lot of furniture. It was fun.
Pretty furniture.
And it's beautiful. And I cried after I got told not to do that. So it came back to me. So I have good stories. It's good and bad.
Yeah.
And I think that's important for people to know too, because you can't quit your job. You can't go buy a Lambo.
No.
Don't quit your job.
Change anything.
No, we're making sure before we close, we're making sure you still have a job.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
The mariachi's back on.
He's trying to rip us out.
He's like, wrap it up.
Wrap it up, B.
All right, well, we need to have Shannon back on because I have a lot of questions. And as this market keeps going, I'd love to have Shannon. If you'd love to come back, we'd love to have you back.
With my arm, I'll come back.
Yep, and we'll
talk more about
this.
Tequila next time.
Well, thank you, Shannon.
Oh.
We really appreciate your insight.
Thanks for having me.
You've been great as usual. We love working with you. So thanks so much once again.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
I didn't even get to talk about our fun stuff.
About what?
Like even our fun stuff. Shannon's like, sorry, we talked about something fun.
Well, we had a lot of information to go over. So